That's when it was, 74. The government declared eminent domain over this land because they wanted to make a national park here. I don't think there was any conspiracy because of a chemical spill or that there was any kind of secret government activity going on here or anything like that. I think it was simply put that the government just thinks that they can do whatever they want. And so they said, hey, we want this area. We don't care that you've had a town here since 1805 or whatever it is. We don't care. That's not our problem. And so what happened is they declared eminent domain. Now, they began the process of claiming the land and kicking everyone out. That took longer than expected, I think. They were really mad. I mean, as you would be. And then they basically, someone fought for the people that used to live here, and they said, hey, you guys can't do that. And they fought against the government, you know, and took them to court and everything. And they found out that the government actually seized this land illegally, purchased this land illegally because of the way they went about it. And so they had to offer these people the opportunity to buy some of their land back. Well, by the time that came about, what happened is that basically they had already begun tearing some of the houses down. So there was nothing to come back to. And so a lot of the houses just sat empty. This is where I think things kind of get a little spicy. You know, when these people had to leave, and where I think all these legends and whatever come in, you know. And I can't blame them for doing this. I'm not saying this is exactly what happened, but I feel like this is what happened. The people that they kicked out, because you can't find anyone who used to live here back when all that happened. You can't find anybody. It's like they just disappeared. You know, you can't tell me that like their kids or whatever don't sit there and talk about it or, you know, whatever. Or didn't know about it, but it's like they just disappeared. So I think what happened, kind of like Roanoke, you know. But what I say happened is the townspeople began to spread these rumors, right? You know, and can't you see it? You know, but you do the same thing, man. I don't care what you say, you do the same thing. Oh yeah, this serial, because it doesn't make any sense. There's no proof that any of this ever happened. And you know, oh, this serial killer killed all these kids, and yeah, they murdered a whole busload of kids and the bus driver. You know, doesn't make any sense. But you know, and then what else? Oh yeah, the cemetery's haunted, and this is kind of a dumb story. This reminds me of Rogues Hollow. The trees move, you know. The trees move at night, and there's this ghost figure that sits on a bench, and there's no bench, you know. I'm not trying to be, you know, like down in all the legends and everything, but I just don't see that this place is spooky or haunted. Or I do like that there's old graves, like this one literally just says father and mother. The satanic churches. And this is pretty genius too, actually. So if you're going to ruin a town, especially back then, the church was like the foundation of that town. And they kind of went after both of the churches, you know, like both a Catholic church there, the Mother of Sorrows, and another church said, oh, they're satanic there, you know, they're satanic churches, and the cult runs the whole town, you know. Steps of the Mother of Sorrows church, the satanic church. This is a Roman Catholic church. Now, I thought that Catholic churches were supposed to be open all the time. I don't really want to go in. I don't think the church is haunted. I'm not gonna bother these people. I just want to show you that I actually am here. So, yeah. There you go, Mother of Sorrows. And I think that all that stuff just kind of fed on itself, you know? And it just became bigger than life. Because if you think about the python, get out of here, man. I mean, a python couldn't survive in Ohio weather. It probably escaped from a traveling circus or something like that. I don't know. You know, the people really resented the government for doing that. And so they made up all these stories. The people that used to live here just kept spreading these rumors and spreading all these fantastical lies because there's just too much going on out here. You know, pick one of them and make that be your, like, man, yeah, you know. And it's nothing to keep the whole satanic thing going. That's just about everywhere. But it's all but gone. The only evidence of that is a few pentagrams in the barn. You know, And that's just kids coming out and being kids and spray painting and stuff, you know. So I think that's what happened. I think that it's starting to die though, because you can tell that this town, Boston, wants nothing to do with those legends. They want them to disappear, to the point where they gate up their cemetery at night to keep people from coming in. They've closed this road. They've torn everything down. It's actually quite beautiful out here if you were to want to come out here and hike. There was a couple things that happened tonight were a little shady, you know. We're walking down that field. I felt like something was kind of following me or whatever, but that was probably my imagination. It's probably what we're going to discover. I think most of the time you don't run into anything, but I think that this is so cool. The town, the legend, and I wanted to personally just be able to say that I came and I checked it out, and it wasn't up to what I thought it would be, but I'm still glad I came, you know, because now I can say that I got to see this, the last kind of remnants of everything before they tore it down, you know. I would still encourage people to come out here, but not necessarily for Helltown. I think I've probably did a pretty decent job of explaining away where all the urban legends came from.